Well, here we are, two brothers, finally side by side, sitting pelican and the whistling duck. This is my official raft up. Had a couple dry runs. I'd raft up this morning to do a load, and we seem to be holding quite well. Got a little setup here around this cleat, and I'm also using the winch and a cleat there. Then up here, I guess you could call that not necessarily a snubber, but just a secondary. If the first line snaps, I've got an attachment. I've also got the anchor out. I've got a snubber set up on a sitting pelican. I ended up needing to do that just because we're getting some serious squalls coming in the other day, and I was just putting too much tension on the chain and the roller, and the fella, it needs some upkeep, so less stress. I mean, this is solid, but it's got a little bit of play in it. The bow was like dropping. That's how much tension was getting put on. But the anchor's been holding up really, really well. We've been holding position really well. The winds have been coming in here, up to easy 60, 70 k's an hour. So, hey, real cool. We've got a 30 footer, a 22 footer, and then over yonder is Hopping Wren, which is a little 13 foot Enterprise sailing dinghy. So between the three boats, this one is the oldest. This one actually ends up being the youngest. The dinghy, maybe, depends. But it is a mid-60s design. And my little apron, actually, let's have a gander. This is my little makeshift apron here. See how that turns out. Because we're experimenting here on any boat. No one really likes holes in their boat, right? Even on the top side. So we've had some decent rain come through. Because leaks are resurfacing in Pelican. Got up this morning and still need to do some. Oh, whoa. Okay, wow, that works. Holy moly. So a while ago, I came down here after rain and I was needing to cut. This is almost, this is bone dry. A little bit of water over there, a little bit. So, how about that? Up the top, basically, is a whole bunch of, I guess, shingled, styled taping, if that makes sense, like roofing tiles. I've layered them in such a way around the mast so that there was silicon here originally, right? But I'm prepping to lift the mast up so we can fix the feet. And now, having this set up, oh, here's that tape. Right. Gorilla, pretty decent. You do need to make sure that the surface is cleaned to get optimum. So good. So now this chappie, this was going to be my original floating home, but now this boat is going to be my little expedition boat. Okay, so I can fully I can just go to town now with this little boat. Right. Real, just bare minimum. I'll have one bulkhead. So this bulkhead here will get reinforced. That bulkhead will get taken out. But I will have verticals. Yeah. Oh, so good. Hey, so good. So this will just be my little explorer. I'll have on here just what I need. Ah, so cool. That is such a relief. Let's have a closer look. So there's a captain down the way invited me for some fresh scallop and pasta, curried scallops and pasta. So that was good. So this here is the bottom of a inflatable that's seen better days, and I've just taped it. I've used a yoki strap to create a bit of compression, and then this here is just a cheap poncho. Okay. And I've wrapped that poncho, then I've taped the top of that poncho, right, then put this over the top and then tape this. And then obviously I'll modify it when I'm running my sheets and all that back again. But see, I looked on a couple of boats, and where it all comes out here actually comes out higher. So it's better to have your lines actually coming out higher. So the lines are coming out really low here. And the reason being, see, with this setup here, right, you have your lines coming out higher. Right? Doesn't matter, you just, run down to your turnbuckle and your shackles. Doesn't really matter. That then allows all this to be skirted off like this. Like I've taped it so I didn't have to silicone it off again. Right? But that's all you need to do. You don't need to drill holes. You'll see a lot of setup will be like this, and they'll have a collar, and then that collar will be bolted. I mean, if you're doing really serious punching through waves type sailing, then yeah, maybe you want to have a compression seal. But for me, I'm pretty much going to be a bay sailor, right? A bay sailor, island hopping and doing some coastal runs. And if I do get a little, like we've had squalls in here, right? We've had squalls in here, and there's 50 cents of water. How cool is this? Raft up. So now I know, I'm confident now that my mooring will be able to handle these two boats easy, because the anchor on this boat is handling these two boats. So that's a thumbs up. And now with Whistling Duck like this, it'll be a simple setup of, well, it's not that hard to uncleat and be on my way, and that's what I did. That's what I did this morning. I docked up like this. I loaded up Whistling Duck. Got some rubbish, took that in to get filled up with water. Thank you to the boat club, they've got rainwater tank there, so I've got rainwater. So that's, I get to do washing. I can wash my dishes, give myself a wash. Got a little got a little dock in here with the kayak. So we're gonna have a bit of bumping at night. Shower bucket's ready. Got to do washing, and then it's just a process, right? It's just a process. It's just bit by bit. It's all bit by bit. Fine, I've got somewhere where I can sit now. I don't need to run the engine anymore. Work on the engine. The water down in the bilge might have that under control now, because it turns out that's the water tank, and I found out that there's actually no hose from the deck to the water tank. It's just open. So potentially what's happened was all the chop and the water that's been in there has just actually been sloshing out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. That's on par. Once we get a one-way valve on that, that'll be good. We'll get a lot more water out. It's freaking awesome, eh? Freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. So now I can get into it. It looks like the tides might be in my favour coming up Thursday. So we've got our little cooker there. That battery's got 3 red lights, you beauty. Right. We've got a little night light here. Right. Get the right things down here. We've got another solar panel that was on sale. And then that's going to feed. It's going to feed this battery bank here. So that's on the cards to get sorted. The inverter came through from iTech. Got 1000 watt. That'll be plenty. Okay. Got that battery bank up there as well. So this morning, where is it? This morning, water was running down in underneath this. So what needs to happen is, I painted it, so that's helped slow it down, but now it's finding like all things, you know, it's going to find the next weakest point. So that seam there, and I'm looking around, and we had a bit of a bumpy ride to get here, and I'm got a feeling that it's opened things up a little bit, right? Wouldn't be surprised. Someone might say, yeah, well, that's expected on a wooden boat. All right. But, you know, all in all, we're still floating. And we'll be up on the slipway within the next 2 weeks. So I'll be able to give the hole a good look from the outside and see if we can get an expert to come in and have a look. And turns out that one of the captains actually over there on a big steel boat, he actually has a friend who was a naval engineer. So that's freaking handy. But, yeah, here we are, sitting pelican. You beauty, you beauty. And then right there, hey, right there, tied up, is whistling duck. So, it finally happened. Finally happened. Now we just keep getting at it. We just keep getting at it. Just keep getting at it. We do what we can. We do what we can. And then somewhere down the lines, over there will be a little work base. You know, for cutting wood and things like that. Just to make it easier. Working on land. So that's the update, you know, checking in on the water, on the whistling duck, and first time rafting up, and just getting on with it. It's good, and it's a good feeling, and just reminds me, I don't need to rush. I don't need to rush. All I need to do is just keep on moving forward. And there's something that I feel that I can follow up on. Just follow up on it. My little bit for anyone tuning in. The seasons are going to come, and they're going to come and they're going to go. And I would just say, those thoughts that you have, that you entertain, that give you a sense of, oh, well, that'd be good, right? To be the owner of that experience, to have that achievement, that accomplishment. Have a go. It's better. Look, this would be my little saying. It's better to say that didn't work than to say, I wonder if that would have worked. Does that make sense? I've spent so much of my life saying, I wonder if that would work, or that'd be good if I could do that. I just never stepped into finding out if it did or not. Instead of being stuck somewhere where you don't want to be. I didn't put myself out there. I didn't put myself into a place where I wonder if that'll work. Knowing that if it doesn't work, I can always just go back to what I did before. And there's a good chance that that would alter. Meaning that every time that you did a reset, there would actually be an elevation, and the reset would actually be an improvement prior. Because you're developing new skills. You're developing a new knowledge. You're developing a new way of being you. That may be the key or a very essential component to developing the self-worth, to developing that self-esteem, that self-confidence, is to go through the motions of finding out if your idea is going to work, and going through the motions and being willing to go through the motions and just keep entertaining the potential of it being possible. You just got an anchor grab right then. Bang, bang. So when it calms down, that'll be the next mission, is to get organised and putt along. I'll leave whistling duck on the anchor this time, and I'll take pelican up to the mooring, and then I'll kayak back, and then motor whistling duck, raft up to pelican, but then I'll lash onto the mooring as well. So that'll be good. Then I'll have a little camp on land, and we'll just keep plodding along. And there's some job opportunities around here coming into the summer, and hey, I've got to spend a couple of months earning some dollars. So be it. Nothing wrong with getting paid to be social, right? So thanks for tuning in. Bump it, punch it. Be good, be great, be brilliant, be the best that you can. And do what you can with what you have to lead you towards that which you seek to obtain, achieve, accomplish, and or acquire.